Happy Friday, everybody. It is Friday, April 21st, which means this is the 21st day of going live since the beginning of April. And it's been an incredible journey. I'm excited. I'm excited for my guest today, Joe. Had a great day to start out the day, good workout. Got to get on live earlier with my daughters, which they truly hate. They just do not want nothing to do with daddy being on Facebook ever when it involves their face being on live, but it's kind of fun seeing them maybe come out of it a little bit and just be able to open up. Annie was going to be like, no, I want nothing to do with this. And then I started talking about goat milk and she's like, yeah, it was all right. I liked it. You couldn't tell the difference. But so we got Joe coming out with us today to start talking about all things in life, business, and the transition from part-time to full-time. We'll get into that a little bit later. But if you would, Joe, just go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience. Let them know who you are. What you got going on in life and where you're at.
My name's Joe. I started Mattox Power Washing back in 2020 during COVID. A 7-year Ohio Army National Guard veteran and worked a full-time job driving a semi, and that's really about it.
All right. If you could speak up just a little bit louder before you were clear, now it's getting a little late, but Army veteran, National Guard, that's awesome, man. Congrats. I appreciate your service to the military. What exactly were you doing in the military?
I was a diesel mechanic in the military.
Okay. Nice. That's a good skill set to transfer over to the civilian side.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. I'm not good at electrical, so that's why I got out of it. I started to go to school for mechanics and just stopped.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm not too mechanically inclined myself. I can turn a wrench, but I usually break something. Usually it's my knuckle that's breaking or bleeding, but it's definitely a good skill set to have. It's kind of like one of those things like changing a tire where it just seems to be a diminishing skill set that these younger generations are having. They're too busy relying on AAA or somebody to come do it for them. So definitely good to have out there. And were you just local the whole time or did you ever deploy or anything?
I went to Kuwait in 13 and 14 to Camp Air John. I did my basic down there in South Carolina.
So, is that I think that's Buford?
No, the other one.
Okay. So I did my boot camp.
Fort Jackson.
Was it?
Fort Jackson. In Columbia.
Okay. Yep. All right. Oh yeah. I know Columbia is. It's like 4 or 5 hours from me. Yeah, I did boot camp 2004, March, Great Lakes, Chicago, and or near Chicago, Illinois. Worst decision ever. I mean, if I was to plan that out any worse, I don't think it could have got any worse. It's like the middle of the winter, snowstorms, feet of snow just sitting out there, and it's like, hey, welcome to boot camp. Now get ready to suck. And but it was good. I really enjoyed it. I stuck it out for as long as I could. And so again, I appreciate you and your service. So tell us about what you're doing full time now.
I haul construction equipment. I work for Sunbelt Rentals. So I'm delivering booms and any kind of bobcats, sizzlers to job sites and stuff like that.
Nice.
So anytime I see anybody in any of the groups ask questions about equipment rental for maybe a bigger commercial job site, I try to help them out with that, with anything they may need.
Okay. Well, great. And then, so what got you to transition or get started in the pressure washing world?
That's when COVID started. I wasn't sure if I was going to have a job. It was the force of the mandate. And it's when I went down the TikTok rabbit hole. I actually got into the trash can cleaning business and started looking deep into that and realized how much it costs and didn't realize house washing was a thing. So I jumped into that and fell in love with it. So
awesome.
I've been researching and networking and doing everything related to that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I did when I got out of the military, 2009. I did some research. I wanted to be a landscaper. This is back before Facebook was even a thing for the forums, but I found all these landscape pages on actual websites, not the social media. And then I quickly realized that there's just so many landscaping companies in the area in North Carolina. I was like, oh, I don't want to be the 500th one. So then they talked about doing pressure washing. So I went to the pressure washing forums, learned about that. And there was very few of us at the time. I mean, maybe a handful, especially in the roof cleaning, which is where we started out and specialized in when we first started. We didn't even have a pressure washer. We had 12-volt pumps, Fat Boy Bandits from Bob at Pressure Tech, and it just did a ton of research back then. And that's where we actually took some time, asked some questions, did our due diligence to research through the old post, not just sitting here trying to ask the same question 400 times over and over again, and said, let's just do it. Let's start Cape Year Pro Wash 2009. And it's been a journey since then, still constantly learning every single day. And no regrets, though. I really, really have enjoyed what we've done for us, for our families, and for the community. Now, on the personal side, married, family, kids, wife.
Married and one child that's 2.5 years old.
Okay. Did do you have any entrepreneurial experience in your family background?
Yes, they are far relatives, so I really don't know them too well. My grandpa owned several businesses, but I did not meet my dad's side of the family until I was 15, so I did not really get to experience that as a kid or anything.
So pretty much during COVID, you said, I don't know what's about to happen. I need to provide for my family, so I'm going to do whatever it takes, and just said I'm going to take the leap into the entrepreneurial world, huh?
Yep, and that's exactly it.
And it's been perfect since then, right? Everything's been like on the up and no issues at all.
No, not too many issues.
No.
No.
So talk to me, about, you say you did the research, you went from the trash can to the pressure washing. What was the biggest challenge or struggle for you as you were trying to start your pressure washing business, working a full-time job, or when you're going back into the full-time?
Mainly finding work, and summers are busy time at my job, so it kind of makes it hard to get to jobs like I want to. Winter times are downtime, and when we don't work very many hours, so I have a lot more free time during the winter than I do the summer. So it's
Hmm.
just trying to get that work-life balance and make sure I have time for the family and make sure I get to jobs when I need to get to them and everything else like that. Just
I'm going to assume you don't have a set schedule though, being that you're traveling, or is it
no,
yeah.
no set. No, that's what really makes it hard because I don't get off at a set time at like 3 o'clock every day, and can make sure I can schedule this and that day.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to tell Mary that you're going to clean her house tomorrow at 5 o'clock, but you're still on the road. And then you say, Mary, well,
Yeah,
I'll be there at 7 tonight. We'll get done at 9:30, but your house will be clean. So
yeah.
yeah,
Luckily,
that's
I haven't had that happen yet.
okay. And then are you just doing a 5-day work week, Monday through Friday?
I work some Saturdays too, so I try to mainly schedule everything on the weekends.
Yeah. So back in 2014, when I came back from the military up in New York, I was working full time starting in 2015 with the Navy again. So I had that juggle, work the 9 to 5 throughout the week. And then you have to get those hours in afterwards for the business because you can't just tell everybody I'll get to you on my next 92 or 96-hour weekend and, work the 8 hours, 9 hours at work, then go grind, go clean some houses, go home, take a shower, sleep, repeat, do it all over again. And, you had to do whatever you had to just to keep the company afloat because you don't want it to be, if you're trying to scale your company or grow it to be profitable and to be reputable, you can't just say, well, we've got 2 house washers available this month. Which one do you want to do? Oh, there you go, Joe. We lost you. You back?
Yep, there you are.
All right.
It glitched.
Yeah, but that, so you got to be consistent with that, but it's, with your flexible schedule, it makes it a lot harder, but staying motivated and devoting that time because it's hard. It's hard taking away time from your family, especially with a child so young. You want to be there and enjoy it, but also, you want to be focusing on providing for the family and for your future. So it's like one of those real hard balances you got to figure out. And I will say, since you're early on into your career, I do regret how much time I took away from my family over the years to go do an estimate, to go wash a job, to go do whatever it was that involved work and not be able to see or be a part of my kid's childhood. So just find that balance because it's something you can't get back.
Oh, absolutely.
You can get that pressure washing job done on another day or another hour, but you can't get that first tooth, that first birthday, that first whatever with your kids back. So
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about my full-time job is I missed her first Halloween pretty much. I told him I needed to be back by a certain time, and he didn't do it. And I was so mad I cleaned up my truck and thought that was going to be it. No longer come back anymore. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's the pain point. You know, one of the biggest pain points about working that 9 to 5 for somebody else is you have no control of your flexibility, your schedule, because you're at the mercy of if they say yes or no. And if they say no, you have two options. You show up and get it done and be upset, or you just don't go back. And then you don't have a job. And then now what are you really doing? So now you're really struggling. So how many houses are you able to do right now? Because I'm sure your season's picking up right now with spring here. What are you goaling yourself or looking to do each week, month, or day, I guess, if you will, if you're working the weekends?
I'm still kind of slow. So I only try to do like one house a day, just so I make sure I'm taking my time, doing a good job, making sure I'm not rushing or anything like that. Making sure I'm offering a quality product. So it leads to more work for me in the
Yeah.
future.
Okay. And have you done any training for the pressure washing to get started?
No, but with my job being traveling, I know my local washers in the area. So I'll stop on job sites they're on, kind of hang out, ask questions, kind of get a mess around and see how things are done on like a
Awesome. Yeah,
bigger
that's smart.
commercial
I mean,
scale.
just networking with everybody local is very important. And you see a lot of guys out there that just they're against it. Like, oh no, they're the enemy. I don't want to talk to them. I can't show them anything. I invite everybody over. Like everybody knows where my shop is. Like, come hang out. I don't care. You can see my equipment. I'll show you how we do things. We've been doing it for 14 years, so I think we're doing something right. And I, it's it just benefits everybody by leveling up together and working together. So it's good that you're getting out there and being able to network with those guys and learn from how they're doing things. So I highly recommend keep doing the training with others, getting the education. If you can make it out to the huge convention in August in Nashville, definitely
We made
recommend that.
we made it last year. It was one of our favorite
Oh, cool.
vacations. We're really looking forward to next year. But
Awesome. Yeah.
I actually started a local Facebook group. It's just all local washers. There's 36 of us in there so far, and we've really been benefiting from it and been
Nice.
really enjoying it. So it's great
That's also
networking.
good to call out the bad customers and be like, hey, watch out for this one.
Yep, pretty much. And we do a quarterly meetup, and I set everything up and everything else like that. So I
Oh,
enjoyed it.
cool, man. Good for you.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
I like networking. So
Yeah, it's smart business. It's smart. It took me too long to realize that. So good on you for doing that. And yeah, so the huge. I love the huge. I was out there with my kids and my father. We came out we did Christmas light training with Clippa the Monday, Tuesday prior to the huge. Wednesday was a fun day. We went and did side by side out in the mountains, and then stayed for the show the rest of the time. But what a show! I mean, it's just absolutely incredible what the huge has done, what they're doing, and what they're going to be doing. And they call it the huge for a reason. It's the best in the industry. I feel.
yeah, it's great. I almost applied for the CEO position. I saw you was talking about it. I was like, I mean, what's it hurt? I could apply and try.
Yeah, I was definitely not. They didn't want me to be the face of the huge, so I knew it wasn't a good fit.
I think it would have been a good position for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll make sure if I do apply next time that I just put on the bottom. Joe said it's a good fit. Jonathan, if you're listening, Joe said I'm in. That's awesome. Now I'm excited to get out there this year again. Same thing. We're going out 2 days prior for Clippa training for Christmas lights, and that might be another avenue you want to look into too. If you're really slow in the winter months, to look into the Christmas lights because that's just where. You don't like
I
ladders?
don't do ladders. Yeah,
Ladders, there it is.
don't do ladders. My buddy tried
Yeah.
to talk me into it. I'm like, nah.
No,
I like staying on the ground.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it. That's kind of a thing for a lot of guys. And the older I get, the more I don't like being on a ladder. I remember last year I did a job and it took me twice as long as it did when I first did the job 5 years ago. Like I could feel my legs shaking on this roof. And I'm like, I am just not nimble like I used to be. I am not the 38-year-old or shoot, 6, 7 years ago, 34-year-old. Holy cow. I'm not the 34-year-old JC I was. So what are you doing for marketing and reaching out to your customers? What do you find to be the best source of advertising for you, being so young and new into the industry?
I mainly just do word of mouth, and I post in some Facebook groups, and that's really it. I've been trying some boost and post, but it really hasn't been grabbing any attention or anything like that. So
Are you
it's
guys a
just,
big yard sign market?
um, I don't really stick them out.
I
I
love the
uh,
yard signs. They're simple, it's effective. I mean, it costs you a few bucks per yard sign. And then the big thing you got to look at is, if the yard sign, let's just say on a high end, you're paying $5 a yard sign. You got to look at that yard sign. It's not a $5 investment. You got to know what your average ticket is for your jobs. But for us, that yard sign is worth $888 for us because that's around where our average ticket is. So every yard sign you put out there, that's the possibility of another $880. So look at it as that sense versus like I don't like it or I just don't think they work because I'll never forget. I put a yard sign out one day, and not even an hour later, I got a phone call and closed a $3,500 townhome job from that one yard sign.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, yard signs are very effective, especially if you leave them in the yard after you're done with the job you just completed, because now the homeowner's going to rave about you. All the homeowners around are going to be driving by and seeing a fresh, clean house, and then see that house cleaned by, with your contact number or just pressure washing with your logo and your phone number. So definitely looking to invest into them. You can start off small and just get like 50. There's a bunch of great websites out there to get them. Tim Fields can get you set up with some yard signs real quick. He's got great templates, and they'll probably be at your door in like 4 days knowing Tim because he's incredible.
Yeah, I actually hung one. We drive-throughs are real big up here in Ohio. I don't know if you guys have them, where you like go get your beer, cigarettes, and snacks and stuff.
I think we
And
have
there's a
one. It's called Brew Through.
that's the one I actually hung a sign up at right at the
Okay.
end of their exit. I put one on their telephone pole, and no one's called me from it yet. I figured
Nice.
everybody's there stopped and sitting there looking right at it. So I figured that was a good location, but I haven't got anything from it yet.
I love it. I love it. So talk to me about something else that's, a struggle or challenge for you right now as you're trying to grow your business, because I don't think you want to just keep doing just one job a week or, one job every few days. What's stopping you from going to do 2 or 3 jobs a week or 5 to 6 jobs a week?
Mainly just my unset hours at work and just trying to make sure I have enough time for the family on the weekend. Right now,
Yeah.
it takes me an average of 2-3 hours to do a house wash, and it's still kind of cold up here, so I like set my house washes to like 11 o'clock. So I figure I'm done by like 1-2 o'clock, and try to go home and get to the family. I'm waiting for it to warm up so I can get to my washes earlier on in the day.
Yeah. I keep forgetting you're out west. It's or is that Midwest, I guess. I mean, we have
Nope,
80 degrees today.
east,
Was that
northeast. I'm
Northeast?
northeast. Yeah, Ohio.
I'm Northeast. Well, New York's Northeast, no? I don't know. I didn't even know where Nebraska was until 4 weeks ago. So,
Like yesterday it was
uh,
80 and today it's 40 and cold and raining. So
oh wow,
we're
yeah,
still
wow.
still in the up and down weather over here.
So, what's one mistake that you made starting your business that you wish you would have known about or could have avoided had you done some more research?
I wish I would have done it sooner. Didn't wait till I was so old. It's something I've always wanted to do, and um, I can't really say I have any mistakes or anything like that, but because I kind of took my time with it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. And age is just a number, man. Because what you got to do right now is don't let that, don't get that mindset because you just build your company now, get the systems going, and then start hiring, and then you can start working on the company, not in the company. And then the age, that's just a distraction. I'm 42 right now. I didn't start the first company until I guess that's 29. Um, but yeah, age is just a number. I mean, there's so many people right now just coming up in the entrepreneurial world at an older age because of the resources out there and how easy it is to do it. But yeah, age is just a number.
Yeah, having
Now
all the
getting that on the roof at an older age is a different story. But yeah, so I faced the same challenge you had years ago, back when I was in the military. I was comfortable. I had a good salary, medical benefits, um, the 9 to 5 consistency. I had a contract, so I never had to worry about losing my job, which was nice. But I was tired. I was bored. I wasn't driven. I had no passion, and I knew I could do more. And that fear of taking away all that known, the salary, the insurance and all that stuff was really scary. I mean, scary for me because I had my ex-wife at the time and her daughter. I had to provide for them. I didn't want to go out there and fail and then just look like, a failure because I couldn't do something right. But when we finally decided to do it, the only regret we had was not doing it sooner because we knew, we went all in and it worked. Obviously, we're still doing it 14 years later. And like I said, the only regret we had was not doing it sooner because we just felt we were holding ourselves back because of that fear, that unknown. But if you want it, you're going to get it. I mean, you're going to go out there and hustle. You're going to grind. You're not going to go. And the funny thing is about being an entrepreneur, when you have that 9-to-5 job, you have a 40-hour work week. And it's so crazy that we would give up a 40-hour work week for an 80-hour work week, but having that peace of mind, that freedom, that flexibility to be able to do whatever you want. So that if you, your wife, and your child want to go on vacation tomorrow, the only person you have to tell is yourself and say, hey, we're going out for a couple of days. We're going to put the phone on pause and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, so, my wife would like that. She likes the vacation too.
There you go. There you go. Is she involved with the business? Does she work?
Yeah, she works. She's in the medical field, and she helps me with the business. I'm really bad with grammar, so she handles all my marketing and stuff and correcting everything for me.
Nice. Yeah, that's why they have autocorrect, and I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for that. Well, that's awesome, man. So, I encourage you to sit down with your wife and figure out some goals. Figure out a goal for this year. Figure out a goal for 2024. Put it, get a vision board up there on where you want to be, where you see yourself as a family, as a business. Set some goals for some vacations. Set some goals for hiring some guys on your team. Get somebody in the office once you start getting busier to answer the phone so you can focus on some other things. And put it on paper so you can hold yourself accountable to it. Because right now, if you just have it in your head, that's all it is. It's there. And it's not trackable. You're not going to be able to look at it every day and say, I've got to get this done by that day. So just sit down, spend 20, 30 minutes with her one night or even a couple of nights throughout the week and say, hey, what do we want to do? Like, where do we see ourselves in 5 years? Do we still want to be working the 9-to-5? Do we still want to be, a slave to the man for somebody else and not be able to have that freedom that we deserve? And I'm sure a lot of things you guys want will align with each other and it'll make it easier and more encouraging to get to that goal.
Yeah, I just wish they offered some kind of health insurance for veterans, like the TRICARE or something like that once you get out.
Yeah, that's another thing. But when I did get the benefits for my team, it was a lot cheaper than I thought. In my head, I was thinking it's going to be thousands of dollars. And it really was not that expensive. So I do encourage you to at least look at some options or see if your wife, I don't know where she works, if they offer some options too. Because you don't want to have that one little thing, even though it's very important. I'm not saying medical insurance is not important, but don't let that one thing hold you back because of not doing the research or the due diligence to know how accessible it may be at an affordable price. Because again, when I was going to get it for our team, my original thing holding me back was it's so expensive. Like I'm not going to spend $20,000 a month on insurance. And it wasn't even a fraction of that. And I couldn't even believe how cheap it was and how affordable it was. So I don't know if you ever did a veteran's claim or anything like that. That's personal, but that might be another option too. So
yeah, I'm actually working on that right now.
Nice. Well, yeah, see, me too, but do it because I've been waiting to do mine for the last 6 years and my buddy keeps yelling at me.
It's crazy because they approved everything for me, but now I got to sit there and go find my own family doctor and have them approve it and
really?
get it reapproved. Yeah, it's just I haven't had time to go get a family doctor. Yeah, everywhere I've been calling around, it's been telling me that they're not accepting patients and everything, so it's kind of slowing that process down.
Well, keep grinding, man. Don't let that hold you back from being great. And I'm confident that you guys are going to do some awesome things out there this year. And if you have any questions you need on anything in the washing world, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you as much as I can, point you in the right directions. I hope to see you at the Huge this year. So if you go, let me know.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Yeah, I'd love to get out there and meet your family if they're out there with you. I think my daughters will be there. I'm not sure. But That's all I got for you today. What I like to do at the end of every show is just kind of ask a random question to make you think a little bit. But so what's your favorite guilty pleasure TV show, movie, or snack?
What is it? Movie, snack, or what?
Or yeah, TV show, movie, or snack.
It's probably those uh, Reese's, the ones with the pretzels in the middle of them.
Ooh, those are good.
Yeah, I can't think of
Those are
what they're
good. I
called
can't.
now. But
I
I
don't
stop
either,
and get
but
one of those every day.
yeah, I developed a peanut allergy 6 years ago, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to me because I used to love anything with peanuts in it, and now I can't eat any peanut butter or none of that stuff. So that's disappointing. Good choice. I'm obsessed with pickles now. I don't know why.
Pickles.
Well, I do know why, but I like pickles,
That
and
sounds
they're
like a
really good for you
pregnant girl
hydrating.
craving.
What's that?
That sounds like a pregnant girl craving pickles.
Well, if you looked at my gut, you might think I am right now, but we're working on that.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
something I
Joe.
need to work on too, is getting back in shape.
Yes. Yeah. One day at a time, man. Just show up. That's all you got to do. Every day at 5 o'clock, I try and get there for at least 30, 45 minutes. But Joe, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And again, if you need anything, reach out. If not, I'll see you at the Huge.
Sounds good. See you then.
Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.